2021 we did like 30 grand. 2022 we did like 500 grand. 2023 we did 2 million. You know, when I came up with the idea to sell soap online, right? So originally, we'll backtrack a second, like the original thing was purely analytical, as we discussed, right? So it was me making a conscious decision as to what would make a good e-commerce product, right? So first and foremost, it needs to be consumable, right? Because then when you get a customer, they come back and they buy more, right? And then it needs to be small and easy to ship and have lots of variants, like soap has different scents, and ideally lead into complementary products. You know, we now sell natural deodorant and we have a few other products in the works. So all of those were calculated business decisions. The obvious thing to do would to be find a manufacturer, get them to make the products, and this is what most people do who are sane, and just build a brand around it, and that's perfectly normal and what most people do. Because of COVID, nothing was shipping. We couldn't get samples, even though we bought them from various different factories around the world. And I just kind of started researching the market myself and ended up watching a YouTube video of somebody making soap and thought, you know, that looks interesting. Maybe I'll learn if I make soap. So I bought ingredients on Amazon, who were the only people who would deliver anything back then. This is like January 2021, right? We're in full lockdown. We couldn't go for more than 5k from the house. Stuff arrived to the house and I started tinkering with it and tried making soap, and wasn't great, to be honest. The first soap I made actually cut myself in the stomach, you know.
Why?
I tried to use sand from the beach and water from the sea, and
that sounds lovely.
Yeah, but it turns out most of the sand on the beach that I went to, where it was actually kind of crushed seashells and glass, so it was a lot rougher than I expected.
I was going to say natural exfoliant. Yeah, I'm with you. I would have followed this path as well.
Yeah, it nearly took a whole layer of skin off, but I didn't give up. So I changed what I was doing. I altered my recipe, and you know, and like I said earlier, when I do things full on. So within a matter of weeks, more and more stuff was arriving in the house, and initially fragrances came, and then essential oils, as I kind of figured out that I wanted to do it myself. And I, you know, what went from making soap one day turned into making soap every day. And, you know, me asking my neighbors and my wife and my friends, you know, to smell things, tell me what they thought.
Having 2-hour showers every day where you're like,
exactly.
Product testing.
Yeah, so my plan originally was, you know, I'll sell this to the Irish American diaspora, right? If it goes wrong, it's in America. Nobody knows me. It's not going to be too embarrassing, you know. So that was my initial plan, because not only am I going to make soap myself and create my own scents, I'm also going to sell in America rather than on my doorstep. I don't know why. I do know why I decided to do that, because I just thought it was an angle that we could sell. Right?
Well, analytically, it would seem logical. I would imagine it's one of the biggest soap markets in the world, is it?
Yeah, it is. It's huge. So I was making the products myself in my kitchen. I was shipping it to a warehouse in the States. I set up a 3PL before I launched, and you know, I had 100 of each made and 6 different scents when I launched. And so I decided, I built everything, right, and we launched in the States and created some ads, you know, low spend initially, really bad ads, because didn't have any feedback yet from customers or
when was this? What time was this?
This is probably, you know, if it started January 21, we're probably at like May 21 now.
Okay, so pretty quickly.
Yeah, it took me, you know, probably took me 5 months to come up with 6 different scents and a recipe that I liked. And
how many bars of soap do you reckon you made?
Oh, hundreds, maybe thousands. Yeah. At one point, I had a spreadsheet which started up, and at one point I think it was 30 grand in the hole that I'd spent on ingredients.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
30.
Like full on. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was like waste. Like you never get that back. That was just like me making. I was literally making multiple times.
R&D.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the next kind of 6 months? So this is May 21. So yeah, bring us through kind of the rest of 2021.
Yeah. So I think I turned over like 30 something grand in 2021. Like,
okay, so we haven't broke even, but we're nearly there.
Yeah, like we're not in the black yet. You know, if you're looking at that spreadsheet, the bottom line is not looking amazing. But there's starting to be a little bit of light at the tunnel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's something. I mean, I know a lot of businesses don't turn over 30K in the first month. I know a lot of funded businesses don't turn over 30K in their first couple of years. Yeah. So we're up to 2021. You've done 36K, 35K?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay,
yeah.
So talk to me about 2022.
Yeah, so that moment of launching the Relax the CACs started 2022, and then leading into very quickly into 2 more limited editions in March for St. Patrick's Day in 22. That kind of actually was really vital to the business in terms of my confidence in it. You know, all of a sudden it was like, well, actually we're starting to make a little bit more money here, and it started to really grow. Middle of 2022, I rented somewhere close to my house because I still wanted, you know, that kind of freedom. Hired somebody to help, and that was really pivotal, transformational moment. First of all, I no longer had to do the wash up, and then when you hire people, you know, it was myself and Davey for the first 6 months, but then we hired Vicky, and then another couple of people joined us part-time, and then another full-time in the January at the 23. All of a sudden people fill up space more and it feels very small. So when I decided that it was time to look at the next place, which is where we are now in Sandyford, that seemed absolutely huge when I first went to look at it at the beginning of last year. And you know, we're barely fitting in it already.
How many people you got now?
We have 10 full-time people.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah. 10 full-time people. Yeah.
And this is why I love doing this podcast. I think there'd be a lot of people listening going, what?
Yeah.
10 people in Sandyford making soap. And I think Ireland is full of great people, great entrepreneurs who actually don't get profiled because we're obsessed with these foreign direct investment companies. We're obsessed with tech, whereas these incredible businesses have been built here. And like, it's possible. That's what I love hearing these stories. It's possible to build a business like that at scale here.